Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Constricted and Addicted. My name is Gary, and today we're going to talk with my grandkids about reptiles and what they've learned growing up. So stick around and see what they know. So one of the greatest things that I get as a grandparent or even as a parent is when you own reptiles, you get to raise children around them, and sometimes they're going to have positive or even negative interactions with them depending on how you handle your animals, how you present them to them, and even presenting them positively. Sometimes they're plain scared. So one thing I always want to do is make sure that no matter what, you don't force this on to the younger generation. What the biggest thing for me is I want to expose them to it and just at least give them the knowledge that they're not evil and they're not mean animals. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Yeah. So this is my little granddaughter Loli. We call her Loli. Her name's Viola, and she's probably the most timid around the reptiles, right?
What's timid mean?
Timid means you're probably scared.
A little bit.
Yeah. Which reptile do we have scares you the most?
Probably the biggest one.
Which one? Are you afraid of Emma?
Yeah.
You're afraid of Emma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's big.
She's big. Okay. So this is Audrey, and Audrey has Kaya. Kaya is a 100% Coyote female reticulated python from Lab Exotics. And Audrey, on the other hand, is a little bit more on the fearless side, adventurous side of the reptiles. So let me ask you, what was your first introduction to reptiles, and what did you came to me? What did you say?
I said that I wanted a snake to you, and you got me my first snake. It was a ball python, a lavender blue-eyed ball python.
Right. Well, it was a lavender albino spider.
Yeah.
And you actually had come to me and said that your mom had grown up around large snakes, and you wanted to learn about them.
Yes.
And that's when we went out. We bought a ball python for her, and it kind of exploded from there. So how long have you been exposed to reptiles now?
About a couple years now. How much you've had snakes and how much you've bought and how much you've had them around. But it's very interesting to watch them go around and explore when you're holding them just in your palm.
And what about you? What is the most interesting thing have you learned anything about reptiles?
From watching your videos, yeah.
Yeah. And are they scary?
A little bit, but only if they're vicious.
Do we have any vicious reptiles here?
You could.
We could, yes, but we don't. It's important to understand that reptiles aren't vicious. In all retrospects, they want to be what? They want to be left alone, right? But we handle I'm sorry, sweetheart. We handle our reptiles here enough so that they're pretty sensitized to human touch. Audrey handles a lot of them. Actually, she handles Emma. And what is your take on handling like Kaya, who's our smallest reticulated python, to handling Emma, who's our largest one?
This right here is so light and better than a big snake, because big snakes go a lot more. They're heavier to get off the ground. If they're going under the table, it's hard to get off, or if they're going back into their cage, then they'll start squeezing you or not wanting to go back in their cage. So I think it's a lot different than this, because this is easy to get off and it doesn't have as much grip as a bigger snake does.
So they're a little more manageable as a smaller snake rather than trying to manage a 12-foot reticulated python.
Yeah.
But as far as temperament is concerned, Emma is a very, very easy to handle snake, right? You're not afraid of her.
No.
She's very, very handleable. She's not mean. She's not vicious.
Yeah.
And can you tell me why that? And it's okay to not like reptiles, because owning reptiles is not for everybody. It's just not, right? Like some of us can like reptiles from afar, and some of us can just have our own set of opinions on reptiles, which obviously Viola does have her own opinions about reptiles, right? Like how you specifically think for yourself about reptiles, right? Yes. Yeah. Does anybody force you to like the reptiles?
No.
No, that's right. And I think that's important because when you come over here, I don't want you afraid of the snakes. That's important to me because your well-being and your safety to me is of the utmost importance. So if you don't like reptiles, I'm always cautious around you. And if I get one out and you're standing behind me, I always want to make sure that you're okay with that, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously you're not too bad because Audrey's got Kai out and you're not running away, right? Of all of the snakes that we have here, what is your favorite?
Mine? Mine would probably be, I don't know, you have a lot of different kinds and different breeds. So I like the big ones, I like the small ones. But I think my favorite is the new one you got.
From D&T Retics?
Uh-huh.
And that would be my purple tiger.
Yeah, that one's
Deja?
And this is why sometimes the family members that aren't so keen on the reptiles, they make the greatest names because Georgia was named by you. Or was that named by you named Georgia?
No, she did.
She named Georgia. Did you name Ruby too?
Yeah, Ruby.
She named Ruby and she named Deja, which is the purple tiger from D&T Retics. And one of the things, like I said, is that it's important that if you have a family and you have reptiles, how do you expose your family to the reptiles? You know, I know that there's people that kind of get upset because my family doesn't like the reptiles. And I think it's important to acknowledge their feelings and their fears and accommodate that. For instance, like Viola, I am not going to have Emma out around Viola because I know that she's not comfortable around Emma, correct?
Yeah, and you said she was mine.
Yeah, well, you named her, right? Oh, that's right. You named Emma. Or did you?
She did, yes.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't remember.
So we were at Reptilian Nation in Roseville, and that's where we acquired Emma. And at that time, you were fascinated with Emma. Remember, you helped me hold her.
Mm-hmm. She was really heavy.
Yeah, she was really heavy. But yes, so we claimed that Emma was actually Viola's animal because...
I liked her.
But you like her from a distance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I liked her pattern and colors.
And of all the snakes that I have, which one has the neatest colors?
Probably Deja.
Oh, somebody's going to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Ah, Grandpa.
Okay. That happens. Sometimes they go to the bathroom just like any other animal, and it seems that this is the common theme lately is that when I'm doing a video, they go to the bathroom.
She's prey?
What's that?
Prey? Since her eyes are on the side of her head, or is it prey? Or is it predators?
She's a predator.
She's a predator.
Oh.
All right, we are back. We had a cleanup on aisle 4. I think this is the 3rd video in a row where I've had an animal go to the bathroom while I was filming. So, but this time it was a very small one. The last time we had Georgia, and she went to the bathroom. But anyways, now we have. She looks like she's gonna go to the bathroom too, but we'll see what happens.
No.
She's fine. We have Deja out. This is from D&T Retics. This is a purple tiger reticulated python. She's a female mainland. And again, so this is another way that I get to expose my granddaughters to the animals is when you have them as babies. And it also conditions the animal as well, because the kids are going to be a little bit more, rough with the animal than I am. I'm going to be really gentle. On the other hand, Audrey just might, kind of put her hands wherever, and it actually conditions the snake to a little bit more of a tougher handle, I guess you would say it. But you guys have been involved in reptiles for a long time. I've been involved in reptiles for a long time. I mean, what is your favorite reptile show to watch? Because I know you watch a lot.
Probably, I forgot her name.
Snake Discovery?
Yeah, Snake Discovery. She has a lot of reptiles, and her and her husband have been working on a store, not like a store, it's kind of like a store, with all of her reptiles and isopods and stuff she sells. And I've asked my grandma if I could go one time, or if he could get her attention for like a video or something, and he never got that. But I think she's my favorite because she has she also has a bird, I forgot her name and what kind of bird she is, but she's very cool, and she has some missing spots from her previous owner, but the fans of her channel made little jackets, so she wears little sweaters over it, so I think that's really cool.
I've seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you watch any reptile shows?
No.
No. She doesn't watch any reptile shows. Snake Discovery being, and Emily, if you're watching, this is one of your big fans. She's been watching Snake Discovery for a very long time. When you think about when you get older, do you see yourself owning reptiles? Maybe as you maybe move out and you get on your own?
Yes, I do think I want a couple snakes, like a bird, like Emily, because I think that would be very cool. Also, snakes that don't get pretty big or too big, because I don't want too big, because I don't really I'm not into those super big snakes like my grandpa here is. But yes, I do consider myself owning some kind of reptile when I'm older.
Now, what you're owning right there, she could very possibly get anywhere between 14, 17 feet long, which is pretty much on par for where this girl's going behind you right here.
Yeah.
Do you know what U.S. ARC is?
No.
So
United States Association
Reptile.
What do we?
I know it.
Kinkle Wobble.
Kinkle Bobble.
Where am I going?
What do we do here with the reptiles? We keepers.
Oh, keepers.
So United States Association of Reptile Keepers.
Oh.
You guys actually joined in on my live stream. You came in the chat. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I was subscribed to your channel, and it gave me a notification on my phone saying that you were going live. I was like, oh, my grandpa's going live. I better watch that. So I started watching, and then you started talking about U.S. ARC, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm honored because of the fact that what I do here, I just really do it because I just want to make sure that these animals are, getting positive information out there, that they're not vicious and they're not malicious and they're not angry, and they're these, animals that some of the public puts them out there to be. I want the public to know that reticulated python is a very, very beautiful, gentle, and wonderful animal to own. A, if you are the right person to own it, and B, when you handle them, when you take care of them, when you give them the love that they deserve. I mean, look at this animal. This is an animal that's a baby that Audrey is just kind of putting her wherever she wants. And she's getting used to that.
Hopefully you're not a kinkle bobber.
You'll think about her?
No, kinkle bobber.
Okay.
Hopefully you're not a kinkle bobber.
What's a kinkle bobber?
A kinkle bobber. That's going to be the new word here. But this is the new generation. This is why we need to stand together. This is why, because, there's always going to be somebody younger that's going to want a snake, that's going to want a reptile in general. And my grandkids they are surrounded by reticulated pythons when they come over here. Again, I don't pull them out because I do have one granddaughter that is not very comfortable around them. Whereas as I have another granddaughter, if I'm doing water bowls, I can have her come over and pretty much hold any one of my snakes while I do that work.
I mean, it might be okay sometimes, but not like every day.
Not every day. You're very right. There are some times when you're okay with holding a snake. Not for very
Not
long.
like I have like 2 on this arm and 2 on this arm.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yes, I actually, a little bit ago, my friend, I told her that because she came over and she seen all my grandpa's snakes, and I told her that my grandpa had a YouTube channel, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go subscribe right now. And I was like, oh, really? So she's very much subscribed, and she's like, oh, I really want one of your grandpa's snakes. It's so awesome, and I just love snakes. So she watches this, and Delilah, if you're watching this, hi.
Hello, Delilah. Reality is that this could be a corn snake, this could be a gecko, this could be any reptile. But what we have here is children that are learning about reptiles, to me, in a very positive way, and what they interpret and how they feel after that is completely and entirely up to them. They're the ones that get to decide from that point forward if this is something that they want to pursue, or if this is something that, you know what, it's not for me, but I'm not going to go out and tell people that they kill people and they're on this earth for no good reason whatsoever. This to me is education. And again, it's not about me convincing everybody to go buy an animal. It's really about learning the truth, learning how we keep these animals, how we responsibly keep these animals. And sometimes in that responsibility of responsible reptile keeping is understanding people's boundaries around our animals. So, you know what? I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank both of you for wanting to do this. I love you guys so very much. I get really jazzed, especially when I see you guys pull up on my live streams. But I'm really honored that you're subscribed to the channel. You know, I mean, I'm just grandpa. I'm just grandpa.
Well, of course we will. We support and we love you, and we care for your reptiles, and we care for your everything.
Aw, that's awesome, and I appreciate it. So you guys, thanks so much for watching, and you guys want to say goodbye?
Bye, guys.
All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.